Hi, this is Bobby Whitlock, and you're listening to Retrospectives with John Broughton on KC Radio 97.7 FM.
I believe it was an unlikely source of a blues festival in India that signalled in time for you to both get a band together.
Yeah, it was. We had been doing an acoustic thing. Coco and me was acoustic guitars, doing all our songs and our old Domino things and all of our new stuff, and we were breaking things in as they came along. And then the next thing you know, we got asked to do headline a festival in Bangalore, and we put together a rock and roll band, and it all worked out. Everybody, it was like that magic combination, and that's where we've been. We haven't gone back to doing acoustic since.
I like that.
And I believe that's not all that happened in India. I saw on YouTube the other day you renewed your wedding vows over there.
Yeah, we did. It was beautiful. After the gig, we were in Bangalore, but after the gig, we had a couple of days in Bangalore, and then they flew us to Kovalam. We had a stop along the way, but Kovalam is a beautiful place in India. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's down south on the where the three oceans meet.
It's on the Arabian Sea.
On the Arabian Sea, and they had prepared this beautiful ceremony for us with a Hindu priest and some dancers and music.
It was pretty.
It was incredible. It was very dreamlike.
Yeah, very
waking up to the sound of the Arabian Sea and listening to that and just knowing that you were there.
And you could hear the temple. You could hear the temple across the bay. At all hours. So it was pretty amazing.
Yeah, the whole experience.
Yeah.
Looks like a wonderful ceremony. Yeah.
It was beautiful. We really enjoyed, and it was a day-long thing. It started at noon. The actual wedding had to take place by noon. That's how they do it. And so, of course, we were up early trying to get ready for that. But we went, into the night with the dancers.
Yeah, Coco had, I think, 7 handmaidens.
You like to talk about the handmaidens.
Yeah, I love the handmaidens. It was great. It was an incredible ceremony, incredible experience, and
thankfully we have a lot of photographs from that and video, and
I would do it a third time, but I'm crazy about Coco, so I'd marry her once a year.
We were just talking about how we would like to go to Australia, actually.
Yeah, we were.
Well, we're here waiting for you. That'd be fantastic.
Okay, good. What's the rock scene like there?
Well, speaking of blues festivals, we have a fantastic festival circuit in the first 3 months of the year, and you could settle in here for a long stretch.
That'd be good.
Yeah. Hey, this live record was recorded there in Austin, Texas, where you live. How much did the hometown feel of the audience inspire the performances?
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, it always does. You have people there who are, come to see you no matter what, and they're diehard fans, and so the reasons for it is all about the music, and those people who are there and taking their time out to come hear you every time you play, and there were people who have heard us. We did some 285 different shows in consecutive, except for a 7-month stretch when I was working on my book. And there's people who only missed one show, So, I mean, you do it for the music, you do it for the fans, you do it for your friends, you do it for yourself.
Well, we've also had a lot of people from different countries come see us.
Yeah, twice from Tokyo.
A lot of people from all over the United States. We've had people come move to Austin just because we're here.
Just because we're here.
Which is pretty impressive to me.
That's mind-blowing, that is. That's fantastic. Yeah.
It's true.
Well, it seems that we radiate that elusive, the elusive happiness, And that really exist in this world. You know, there are people who really are in love and who are friends and who work together. And that's CoCo and I. That personifies she and I. We work real well together. In that what I can't do, she can, and what she can't, I can. She's a great engineer, producer. Everything that CoCo does, she does extremely well. So I say she's of cosmic consciousness, you know, and my things, my abilities are limited. I can't wrap my head around what she understands sonically in the studio. So she's great to work with.
So were these tracks on this live album all taken from the one show, or are they from selected from various shows?
No, actually, I went through a year's worth of material, all that live stuff that we had done, and that list right there is actually from three of our shows, and they happened to be, I think it was the last several shows that we did, but it was a total of the 3 shows, and the listing itself is going by how we did our set, and so that's why it starts off the way it does with "Gotta Get Better." And,
yeah, that's exactly how the set goes.
That's how the set went. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So what do you think it is about Austin that seems to draw so many musicians and songwriters to it? There's a real strong musical community there, isn't there?
There is.
Yeah, there's a lot of great players, lots of places to play. Within the city limits itself, there are 146 different venues. And in the whole of the Austin area, I believe it's something like 250-something different venues. And everybody's busy. All the musicians are trying to make a living, you know. Austin is a real eclectic place. So we have everything you can imagine going on here. They have hot rod, custom hot rod shows. Just had one here in the last few days, and there were maybe 100,000 hot rods in town, you know, down on South Congress, and then there'll be a motorcycle rally with 150,000, and now we have the F1 track that's here, and so we got people from all over the planet coming here now. You know,
of course. We have South by Southwest.
South by Southwest, and then ACL. So there's really a lot of activity. And for those who are of like mind and staying young forever, you know, there's everything in the world you can imagine to do here.
Well, and another thing is musicians don't really have a lot of places to go to play live these days. Especially rock and roll musicians, and so there are a lot of them that make the what am I trying to say? They come to Austin, you know, from California. They come from New York City. They come from different areas in the world because you know you can play rock and roll here. And
you might not be able to make a living. You know?
You barely do, but
at least you've got somewhere to play. Yeah.
But there's a whole lot of music going on here, you know, and really, that's what it's all about anyway, man. It's not about money, you know. This is, you know, that's for the business world. But this artistic world, you know, that's all about the soul, and that's all about, you know, healing and being the light and shining it and spreading that thing, you know, all over the world. Love and peace and understanding and kindness and forgiveness, you know, and that's what our artistic people do, you know, no matter whether it's a sculptor or a paint or sing or a poet, write books. For the most part, everybody wants to heal, you know, and be a comforter.
Well, it's good to be in a community with musicians. I guess it's a lot like it was when Greenwich Village was popular or whatever. But,
yes.
You know, it's a lot like that.
People of like mind.
Yeah. Is there any particular story or reasoning behind the album being named Carnival?
Well, we didn't have a title for the record, and Bobby and I wanted to go do a photo shoot. So we went out with a friend of ours who's one of the main photographers here in Austin.
Todd
Wolfson. And he said, we were just bouncing around ideas of where we could go have some photos taken, not the usual way that we do it. And so he said, well, you know, there's a, oh shoot, hang on a second. Can you hang on 1 second, John?
Yeah, sure.
I got to switch tracks here. My thing will only go so far at a time. Okay. I'm continuing. So we went out to a carnival because he suggested that, you know, we go to this place. It was just down the road from him. So we went to the carnival. We took a load of shots and had a lot of fun. And then on the way home, Bobby and I, when we were together, said, well, that'd be great, you know, to call a record Carnival since we were just there and took all these photos. That's how the title came about.
Ah. Yeah, well, it wasn't really a concept album or anything like that. We just didn't know what to call it. We knew we wanted to call it Live in Austin. And then Todd suggested the Carnival. And then we were kind of stuck for cover. We had all these great pictures. I don't know. I think we have a book. I forget how many pages, 28 pages or something ridiculous, a 24-page book. But we had all these great pictures, but nothing that looked like a cover. And then Coco was going through my granddaughter's mother's photos, and she said, come here and check this out. And my granddaughter, Ayla, who is 11, had taken her tutu and put it around her head and used her iPod and took her own photo, and then digitally colored her face and lips. And we looked at it, and Coco said, that's it. You know, I said, yeah, that's the cover, you know. And it all just came together. Yeah. I hate this word, but organically, you know. Yeah. but it really did, you know. Just like a song comes together, just like all of everything. We were working on this and finishing this off before my other records that came out on the 25th. It's all just happenstance. It all happened, you know, in that flow of life, you know. It all fell together, you know, just like this record, organically.
Yeah. Coco, you did the production on this record, and what measure do you go to make sure the live feel and essence of the performance is not lost in the production process?
Well, you know, that's just something I do within myself. You know, there was a lot to be done on this record because, quite honestly, when we were recording it, the actual sound was not that good. So I really did have to pull a lot of sound out of there to make it right. It wasn't easy, but you know, you just do the best you can and try to make the best possible recording that you can. And after we had finished doing all that, we were very fortunate to have a friend of ours, Rob Forboni. I don't know if you're familiar with Rob Forboni, but he did the mastering on it. And he also ran it through this lovely little thing that he has that makes it sound more like vinyl or more analog. And so it gave it a warmer feeling and a warmer sound. Easier on the ear to listen to.
Yeah, that definitely comes through. So Rob's experience was very valuable there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I was thrilled to have him do that, yeah.
There's some Derek and the Dominoes classics revisited on the record. Does it amaze you how well those songs have stood up against the test of time?
No, I'm not surprised at all because the nature of them. I mean, Buckwheat Zydeco did What Is Love Got to Be So Sad, and it sounded fantastic. I mean, because it's a great song. You know, Tell the Truth, my favorite rock and roll song. I think it's the best rock and roll song there is. Not just because I wrote it, you know, with Eric, but just because I knew that when it came to me and came through me. I told him when I had everything but the last verse, and I said, man, I've just written the greatest rock and roll song ever, the best rock and roll. He said, I know, man. I got the third verse through the floor, you know. But this is true. But, you know, I really did. I thought that, and still do. But those songs like that, they do stand the test of time, man, because they're from the heart in that special place, you know. So they're for real. That's why that music is alive, you know. Layla, that song will live forever, you know. everything that we've done, it'll live forever. All this that CoCo and I are doing, it's just there's a fluid thread of continuity through it all, that's absolutely timeless.
And there's really no way of getting through one of our gigs without doing those songs. People come to hear Bobby sing those songs. So, and it's a real joy for the band. You can't tell me that these guys in the band don't love playing those songs.
Oh, I love playing.
And of course, the guitar player especially.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be able to give them an opportunity to do what they can do.
What I tell you, on my end, it's gas to be me, and everybody I run into is pretty much can play my material. They already know my songs. Do we know Any Day? Are you kidding? The guitar players, drummers, everybody, they all, and everybody's just been dying to play it, this material with somebody that had something to do with it, namely me.
Okay, let me stop. Before you ask another question.
She's got this thing down.
It'll only go so far per question for so long. So I have about 7 or 8 minutes.
No problem.
Okay. Next.
Bobby, have you had any feedback in recent years from Eric as to his opinion on your current arrangements of that Domino's material?
Well, he's I don't know. He's heard it. He's heard, and I know he likes it.
He liked Layla.
He liked our version of Layla, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And he's heard this. I don't know if it affects what he's doing or not. Sometimes I listen to what he's doing, like when he's out on tour, and I swear, he's singing it a little bit different. Why does love got to be so sad, and tell the truth. And he was doing Tell the Truth as the third song on every show on this last tour.
Yeah, well, I know. I saw him last time he was here in Australia, and there was a lot of Domino's material in his set. So maybe you've inspired him.
Yeah, well, that stuff is. I'm glad he's keeping the Domino flame alive. I'm keeping it alive. I'm keeping it burning. It won't go out. I mean, because those, like you say, those songs are timeless, and they're a lot of fun to play and sing, and there's nothing about them that everybody just doesn't love, And they work either acoustically or with a band, and no matter what configuration the band is, they always work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just because of the nature of the songs. I mean, that was what CoCo and I were doing. Our new material that she and I have, and breaking in new songs acoustically, and then doing Any Day and Tell the Truth and Why Does Love Gotta Be So Sad. And then when I play piano, she plays saxophone. So then we're doing like John the Revelator, Tell the Truth, Devil Blues,
Bell Bottom Blues.
Bell Bottom Blues, Layla. We was doing Layla, our version was just me and piano and her on sax and rocking. Yeah. We call our band when it was just CoCo and me, we called the band the Invisible Souls.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, there was anything you needed that you could hear, it was there for you,
Yeah.
Then we had the Visible Souls.
Yeah, then we had the Visible Souls.
When you're putting together a live set, how important is it to you to get that balance just right of classic material and your own new material as well?
Well, I've tried to do it with a set list and a plan, and I never could follow through with it, ever.
Yeah.
I never, ever could, because when by the time it was time for the show to start, either I would feel different about things or the audience, the climate of the room, and so you just have to go with how you feel.
Right.
And one song will lead you into the very next one, whatever that's supposed to be. And it came the thing it takes its own life, it takes wings. The show does if you really let it flow. Then it's the source operating, the source that created the songs. Then that thing is fulfilling itself.
What's on? Are you there?
Yep, still here. Yep.
Oh, something happened with the phone.
Yeah, it just went blank there for a second.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I think maybe somebody's trying to call through or something.
That's right.
Yeah. Can you tell us about the guys in the band on this record and their backgrounds?
Brendan Temple's our drummer, and
The best there is in Austin.
Yeah, he's been out with Shaka Khan, and he's just been out on the road with who is it?
Courtyard Hound.
Courtyard Hound.
Formerly Dixie Chicks.
But Brennan, he's a world-class drummer, and then Jeff Plankenhorn on guitar.
Played with Joe Ely, various other bands in Austin.
And the bass player is Jimmy Pettit, and he's been with Joe Ely for like 20 years, and the Flatlanders. These guys have been around a while and are all just unsung heroes, man. I'm telling you, that's just it.
Yeah.
The world will know about them now. Well, they do now.
We met Brannon when we first moved to Austin.
Yeah.
We did a show called The Road to Austin, and it was a big concert. Did it out here on the green from down by the river, Colorado River.
11-piece band.
When we heard Brannon, that was it. We just thought, he's our drummer. We've got to have him.
Yeah, and he's our dearest friend.
And we've been playing with him ever since. Whenever we do anything, we play. And Jeff, we came across Jeff after Stephen Broughton had passed, and we were looking for a guitar player. And Jeff with his protege.
Yeah, he'd always been around. We just kind of see Jeff on the outskirts. The next thing you know, he approached us and he said, "Come on."
Well, he's a great guitar player.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic.
And so everybody's excited to play together, and as a unit, we all listen. You know, everybody listens to each other, and that's why it all works so well. Just like the Dominos, everybody listened. You know, that's why that music worked so well. It wasn't like four guys getting up there hammering it out. It's like, we really listen. We're our band, we're a 5-piece band. Everybody pays attention.
So is the band?
Let me stop for 1 second.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I just want to make sure I get everything. Okay.
So is the band the main focus for you both now, over and above the acoustic material?
Yes. There'll probably be times when we do this acoustic thing, but right now, playing with a band, it's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of fun doing acoustic too. But I got to say, playing acoustically is a lot of hard work, man. It's hard carrying that invisible band, And a lot of times, the live thing. I mean, you got the guys there, and you're all riding on each other. It's way cool. It's an experience where you got 5 people that put everything that they're doing into to make something come out like a total of a oneness. Rather than 5 people up there, to where it comes out as a whole sound.
And for the longest time, because we were doing the acoustic work, I had been resisting going into the band thing. And then when we did the band, wow, I really hate going back to just the two. It is really hard.
Oh, I got CoCo strapping on an electric guitar. We're rocking and rolling, man.
Yeah.
She's a great guitar player, great rhythm player, and parts, lead parts.
No.
Oh, I like what you do, CoCo.
Plucky little funny things, yeah.
Yeah, well, she plays with cute little things, little things that you don't notice, but if you take them out, you miss them,
Yeah.
And that's a mark of a great musician. Anyway, is like a great bass player. You just feel them more than hear them. Any part that goes into the whole. It's just got to fit.
Absolutely. Yeah. Bobby, got to say your singing voice is bigger, stronger, and better than ever. Are you a subscriber to the theory that the singing voice can be like a fine wine and gets better with age?
Yeah, I've just now gotten to the place that I've always aspired to be as far as what I sing and the way my voice sounds. I don't have to work at anything. I just sing the song now, and it's really all I had to do then when I was young, but I thought I had to kind of go over the top, But I was just finding my way. But, now I just sing the song. I don't sing any hot licks. I just sing the song, you know, and that's all the soul it needs anyway, you know. And just keeps it easy on me, keeps it easy on everybody else. But I always have and always will, and sitting right here at my piano right now as I'm speaking, but every time I sing or play, it's as if it's going to be the last time. I sing every note I ever sing, and everything I ever sing is with my all in all. You know, I don't play around with what I do. It's not fun and games, even though it is fun and games. It's for real. It's absolutely for real.
Now, you mentioned earlier those early solo records of yours have found reissue and re-release. That must be incredibly satisfying for you.
It is. Thank you. It is very satisfying, and they're being well received. You know, of course, it has Eric Clapton and George Harrison and Laney and Bonnie and Bobby Keys, Jim Keltner and Jim Gordon, Jim Price, who else? Chris Wood. It's all these great musicians. And then on the other one, Rick Vito was playing guitar on the second album, and Keith Ellis, who was bass player with Juicy Lucy, and the drummer was Don Poncher. But those albums came out for about 30 seconds, you know, and then went into obscurity.
Yeah.
For 40 years.
For 40 some odd years, you know. And that was probably the very best thing that could have happened to them, you know, because I wasn't ready for things then, you know. I wasn't ready to be Bobby Whitlock like I am now, who I am. I was having a difficult time accepting myself. And no, those records, because of the songs and nature of everything, just like it, you know, it was all at the same time with the same people, you know, that was cutting all these great records. All of Eric's first record, Delaney and Bonnie's material, Mad Dogs and Englishmen, Derek and the Dominoes, All Things Must Pass. That was the very same band, the very same rhythm section. That was Carl and Jim and Bobby, you know, in all those records.
So these albums are like a missing link in that chain, aren't they?
Yeah, and it's pretty amazing that. See, it turned out that one of the record executives said to me, he said, "Do you realize that you're like the missing link to that ties together all these different threads of an era of music, you know?"
Yeah.
I mean, to Rolling Stones, the Beatles. I said, "No, I've never thought about it," but you know, I said, "You're absolutely right."
Was it a difficult process to get them released again in terms of the legalities of it all?
No, because...
well, yes and no.
Well, there's a yes and a no, but there's a time thing that had gone by where everything reverted back to me.
Ah, okay.
You know, so, you know, publishing and just everything about the whole ownership of them. I bought my first record myself. I paid for my first album myself out of my pocket. I bought myself out of my Atlantic deal. They didn't like the fact that I went ahead and put George Harrison and Eric Clapton and Laney and Bonnie on my record without talking to them about it, and they wasn't going to release it. So I gave them $48,000 cash money and paid for my tapes myself.
Okay, I'm going to stop for a second.
Yep.
1 second.
How's that for timing, huh?
Perfect.
Okay.
And when
this is really good what she's doing, though. You know, it really makes it sound really good, man.
It's absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to that. We're almost there, but before I let you go, is there a new studio recordings in the works that are all plans ahead for that? Yeah.
Well, you know, when we got back from India, the very first thing we did was start writing about our experience in India.
We had a CD in the can, pretty much one finish one, but CoCo, said no, we're not.
Well, not quite.
Well, yeah, she's producer, so she said no. She said,
no old songs, all new songs. Bobby's, because he's got so many songs, it's ridiculous. We could go putting out records for quite some time. But we were just inspired by our trip to India, and so we had written songs. Now, they don't sound Indian.
No.
We're, the whole premise of the whole thing is from our experience there.
Yeah, there's no way that somebody could go to India and not be changed forever. That's an absolute impossibility. It's culture shock to some. Some absolutely reject it, and some people, see past all of that into the soul of it all, and become a part of it, and they take that with them. We have an Indian friend. We have a lot of Indian friends, as a matter of fact, but one came back on the plane with us. His name Sachin Jain, and he says that India you'll have a hangover from India for a very long time, and he was absolutely right. We're profoundly changed. And CoCo, she said, let's just write new songs, because there's no way they won't be influenced by what we've just been through, which was a wonderful experience, and that we did. We're going to put some Indian musicians on this and finish it up. And we actually have another one another CD in the can, and we've been recording other stuff and writing new things. She just wrote a new song just yesterday that's absolutely beautiful, and she started recording already.
Fantastic. It's just such an exciting time for you both at the moment. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us today.
Thank you, Don. We enjoyed it.
Just a pleasure to catch up with you again, and we'll keep our fingers crossed we can get you down here to Australia. In fact, if you like, I can send you some information about our festival circuit.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah. That'd be great.
We'll see if we can get you. Yeah, we'll be here waiting for you.
All right, well.
Look forward to it.
Looking forward to it, yeah.
All the best.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.